It's not 2 weeks later, but it's a little bit later. It's hopefully the Monday after Dynasty.
Today, Junior
has dropped. It's your boys. It's kicking in with the TSK. Welcome to another episode. I don't know what episode number we're on. We always do that on Mac, so I'm going to figure out the numbers and the next time we do
30, It's like 32 or something. I was keeping count, but then I stopped.
32, I like that.
It's something like that. The roundabout.
We're in the 30s.
30.
We're in the 30s. Prime time down in the grocery house. Come give a holler to the TSK if you know what it is. It's Harold. It's Rob. It's DC. It's your boy host. But it's Dynasty time, which some of the boys in the TSK were saying this is the way that AEW is going to try to box with WrestleMania. I think that was extremely far-fetched. But, I mean, hey, we had 3 matches that quite literally threw themselves in the conversation of match of the year, or at least match of the year for AEW, to say the least. So I could waste all the time in the world. We're not gonna talk about the pre-show. We're gonna skip the pre-show this time. I'm not saying we're on a time crunch, but we're being pro. And I know there's a whole lot to get into about the main. So to start with the main, it was Kazuchika Okada defending the Continental Championship against the man they call Pac. And this was a absolute New Japan match, Japanese style, whatever you want to call it, strong style. I did not see Pac having any advantage over Okada, let alone a majority of the advantage for most of the fucking match. Made Pac look like a fucking $1 million until Okada flips the switch, turns into the Okada that we know, and is just absolutely murdering poor Pac with clotheslines and the draping DDT onto the floor, the whole shebang.
DDT.
Just
yeah.
I immediately started to worry about the health of Pac because he is one of the more injury prone guys of AEW. But at the same time, as much as Okada has been the guy to injure people, he's also relatively safe. So we did get a lot of flash roll-ups, which made you grasp that just maybe Pac could pull out the dub. However, it doesn't happen. We get Okada get his knees up, more like his feet up on the Black Arrow, just absolutely destroyed Pac on the recovery, is able to hit the Rainmaker and pick up the dub, retaining the Continental Championship. So the very first question I want to ask you guys, because the reality is Pac is a guy who's been in AEW for quite some time. He has not had singles gold, but he is the guy that's on the caliber that should have singles gold. Was this the right call?
Wait, wasn't he all Atlantic?
There he was.
He was the first All Atlantic champion.
Well, then there you go.
With the thing with Pac, it's such a circumstantial thing because, given with the pandemic and he was stuck in, the UK for 2 years, and then on top of all the injuries, I mean, you probably want to add another year and a half onto that, in the 5-year span, because I think he was one of the original people that was signed from the beginning. Like, he hasn't even wrestled half the time AEW's been around.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, if you put all the variables together, I think this was a good start for him to kind of get some momentum again. I know we were kind of cringing last night watching Collision, just hoping this dude doesn't get hurt.
Don't get hurt
before a big pay-per-view match, and thankfully he didn't. But I thought this match was a great way to start the show. It did feel New Japan, and I gotta say, heel Okada. Heel Okada is great.
Quality.
Going to hit the Rainmaker pose and just, a nice American middle finger.
He has grown to our customs quite
quickly.
well. I love it. Quickly. I absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
DC, give me some thoughts on this one.
Honestly, I wasn't sure what to think of Okada in AEW. Like, I kind of thought, maybe, I don't know, but I've been impressed every step of the way. I don't know. The booker in me is hoping that. I mean, I knew Pac wasn't going to win it. I'm hoping this leads to Kenny coming back. And we get Kenny versus Okada for the title.
That is a dream match of a lot of people, mine especially.
Hoping.
But, diverticulitis is a son of a bitch.
This would be a perfect spot to insert, oh my god, they killed Kenny.
Oh my god, we killed Kenny. We killed Kenny? We killed Kenny, we're bastards.
Harold, are we loving AEW Okada?
You know what? I really like the dynamic and character that Okada's brought with AEW. When he first kind of debuted and showed he had a little bit of heel on him, I think everybody got kind of excited to see this side of Okada, and it's doing well so far. That match displayed it, like you said, perfectly with the Rainmaker pose and him hitting the middle fingers. Pac doing some excellent selling with the higher spots in the match. And to piggyback off of what Rob said, it was a great way to start the show.
Absolutely. Great way to start the show. I was a little worried about the next one, though, because I have not really enjoyed any of Adam Copeland's AEW run. But let's get into this one. The House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews against the TNT champion Adam Copeland, the New Japan Strong Openweight champion Eddie Kingston, and of course the Ring of Honor, new Ring of Honor champion Mark Briscoe. So this immediately feels like every match on Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, you fucking name it. It didn't have much to it. It didn't have much on it. I love all of House of Black. I don't want to just say Brody King in specific. I love them all. I think Buddy Matthews is crazily underutilized, especially as we just talked about the man Kenny Omega being gone. I swear to God, he had a lovely nickname in WWE. He was like the Kenny Omega Light or whatever his name was. Mm-hmm. The WWE version of Kenny Omega. So why are we not using this guy to his full fucking potential while you have a star like that out? It's beside myself thinking about it. Same thing goes for Brody King. He's an absolute monster in all fashions of the word. And the Malachi is, I can't put my finger on what exactly he is, but he's awesome. Yeah. So it's the only thing that I have to gripe about this one match, honestly, because I didn't mind the action. I wasn't totally hating Adam Copeland, but the one thing, and always and forever be a tick for me, a grinding gears moment, if you will, is when the ref sees the fucking paint all over the guy's face and just like, well, just fucking count it anyway. I guess he's fucking sweating black today. It's like, I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? It's a miss thing, and, Muda never got in trouble for it. I understand it. But it just, when logic is fully thrown out the window.
It's one of those unsolved mysteries of wrestling for the last, 50 years.
Thank you, Rob. So, I'm obviously not the only one thinking that this was like a total, weekly match, right? This could have totally happened.
I mean, it was fine. It was fine for what it was. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as you.
Exactly.
Like, I love House of Black, all of those guys individually. Mark, Eddie, and to some extent Adam. Love all those guys individually, but we put them all together, and it's just like, I don't really want to see this. Like, these guys are exceptional singles competitors. Yeah. Let's get something going as singles guys. You can put any combination of House of Black in any division right now, and it would be money.
All the
it's kind of weird that Adam's not having a singles match. Maybe there's something going on there we don't know about. AEW is very good about keeping injuries under wraps. But it was fine for what it was. I thought it was okay.
DC.
I mean, it was fine. Was it the greatest match? No, but it wasn't horrible. I mean, I'll be honest, and you guys know I'm an Edge guy. I'm an Adam Copeland guy. I loved his WWE run, but honestly, seeing him every single week, no. Like, the dude, at this stage, he's boring.
Yep. No lies there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, personally, I checked out of this match, and something that I think is gonna kind of consistently show as far as my opinion on this pay-per-view. This was the start of seeing. I didn't feel the flow of the booking on this card went very well. I don't know if that was by design or maybe people showed up late, whatever the factor being. I felt like this match just fell off. Like you said, it just felt like an average match. Should have been on the pre-show. I think the Acclaimed and Bang Bang Club match was better.
Yeah, that one should have probably been on the main, at least in my mind. I'm always a sucker for title matches, regardless of how important, quote unquote, it is to some. Title matches should always be on the main. But to piggyback, as we love to say on this show, to piggyback off of what you're saying and the flow or the lack thereof. Again, a match I didn't hate. I kind of liked it, except for maybe about the first 6 or 7 minutes. Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart for the TBS title. The first 5 or 6 minutes, I swear to God, I saw Hogan versus Andre the Giant, but like flip-flopped. Julia Hart was fucking Andre the Giant, just fucking overpowering the bigger Willow Nightingale, which just really threw me off. I'm not saying like I don't expect Julia to have some offense, but like when you're ragdolling the shit out of somebody and absolutely dominating them for 6 or 7 minutes, it just it put me in a weird land of disbelief where I couldn't exactly disdain it for too long. The comeback happens. Willow Nightingale does pick up her momentum. Ends up coming back with the win. It is what it is. She is the new TBS champion. I think this was something that was a little bit foreseeable. The fact is Julie got stale. She got stale. I don't want to say fast, but they didn't do anything with her. They didn't really have her do much anything. Anyway, they didn't really have any promos for her. They had minimal matches for her. Everything about it was short and to the point, I guess. And
that kind of seems to be an opportunity with the TBS title right now, because it was the same thing with Jade. You just had her in a bunch of squash matches. She didn't really have any real feuds, maybe 1 or 2 here and there. With Statlander, I mean, she didn't do much either. Julia Hart, it seemed like she had some good momentum at the beginning, but again, it just kind of tapered and fell off. And, hopefully this is the start of something different for Willow. And I'm not a big fan of what she's going into with Mercedes Moné, but I mean,
seriously,
it is what it is at this point. They need to do something with this belt, because I think it's just kind of floundering at this point.
Agreed. I think you spot fucking on. I don't even really want to go too much into however the finish was, but D, as he pointed out beautifully, the TBS title has just been a belt they kind of just give. And if you can maintain it, sweet. And if you can't, we weren't expecting you to. Are we wrong in that notion?
I think, to me, I would equate it to the WWE 24/7 title, where eventually they didn't know what to do with it.
Oy.
Damn.
That's a harsh one.
Yeah, I think one of the main issues and one of the connecting factors of Julia and Jade Cargill's run is this belt was thrown on them when they were still relatively green. Julia Hart just kind of got success overnight as soon as she made that heel turn. Prior to that, she didn't have much of a run anywhere of note. So she grew to prominence really fast, just like Jade did. Once the title was on him, the limitations started to show. But I feel Julia had a solid run. I think it was an okay ending to her reign.
I think okay ending was probably the best we were going to get. So I'll take it for what it was. I am 1,000% with you, Rob. I am not loving this obviously foreseeable move directly to Mercedes Moné. The thing that kills me, and I've said it on Max, and now I have an opportunity to say it here, I do not get why you paid someone, I think it was $6 million a year, as much as some top-class footballers, to go after the TBS title.
Yeah.
That's the part. That's the worst of it. Not your AEW Women's Championship. You're not trying to bring Japan stars over or viewers or whatever the fuck have you. You're going after the mid card title, in which we have just literally discussed how much it's been an issue. So what is the fucking point? But I promise you, that's a whole different topic for a different day. We can get into it for hours on end. Speaking of something we can get in on for hours on end, because this thing was a banger. I think we all knew it was going to be one. The writing was on the wall. If you've ever heard of these two guys in a fucking sentence, you already know it's a good match. Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, International Championship. As my boys at F4W put on here, just a flat-out excellent wrestling match between two of the best guys in the fucking business. I could not agree more. Kyle O'Reilly has been one of the most missed wrestlers, competitors, if you will, for me. And, to have him back, it's the chocolate sprinkles, baby. It's the chocolate sprinkles on top of your sundae, and I need a little bit more all the time. This match, in my opinion, for no better words, it fucking ruled. Okay? It fucking ruled. I literally decided I was going to help my wife cook dinner. I took this monitor, I flipped it all the way around, and I was shredding chicken while watching this match. Because I had to. I could not remove myself. This was an homage. An homage to their run of back in the day. Their homage to the run of Ring of Honor, to New Japan, to hell, anywhere in between even. All the indies up and down. PWG even.
PWG, yep.
So this was stupendous, tremendous, and outstanding all in one. Roderick Strong does end up winning. Not necessarily in a way that you want to be super mad at it. It was a hard-fought battle by Kyle. I loved it. It's not bad. I'm almost positive we're going to get some more after this. Roddy retains. But before we get into your guys' reactions of the match and what I'm about to talk about, I think we had talked about it on Max. I know I had mentioned it. It was about damn time that Adam Cole was healthy. And, well, he's up and he's walking. So to me, that means he's healthy, which means he's back, and God only knows what that could really mean for the United Kingdom. So, Rob, I'll go right to you. Obviously, 5+ stars for me. So we're not even going to go to the rating mark, but I had to get that off my chest. Why are these guys so damn good? I don't even know what to ask. This thing was so fucking good.
I mean, realistically, if you look at it, I think it has a lot to do with the history they have together.
Yeah.
When you've got somebody you've come up with, I mean, just another example we could look at is Sammy and KO. Like, those guys are going to put on, banger matches every single time. Same thing with Kyle and Roderick. Roderick with his CHP mustache.
Oh yeah.
I kind of feel uncomfortable. I might get a ticket or something watching a match.
License and registration.
But
or your speed.
Exactly. Because I swerve when I drive sometimes.
Hey.
But I kind of share your sentiment in the fact that I hope we get some more, because we definitely need more of that. And with Adam being healthy now, they kind of spoiled that on Kenny Omega's Twitch stream, because he was walking without the boot.
Oh, hell.
And people were just like, oh, there's no boot. He's healthy. And then there was a report went out yesterday. Oh, he hasn't been on TV because it's keeping him from getting better. And it's just like, bitch, we know he's fine. We saw him on Kenny's stream.
Like, you can't lie to us.
Not that much, at least.
Oh, God. DC, give me some thoughts on this one.
To me, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, you know what it is. It's guys who are great friends with each other. They know each other inside and out. And I think that adds something to it. I don't think this is going to be the end of it. I do think there's going to be at least another time. Maybe that's when Kyle takes it. But to me, it was too soon. It would be too soon to take it off Roderick.
It was early. It would have been mad early. He did just win it. But still, good idea, good thought process. It could have been something cool for Kyle. Cool Kyle. Had to throw that in there. Speaking of cool Kyle, Harold, thoughts on Kyle O'Reilly? Where does he go from here?
You know what? Like you guys had mentioned, I would really like to see them run this back. I feel like this match was excellent, but there are certain emotions with their history that can be reached if they push this feud the right way, especially with the addition of Adam Cole playing some type of story type figure in this, like maybe having some hesitation on who to side with on the situation. I think that would make an exciting future match with, seeing what Adam is going to do with that result.
Kind of like a Shield triple threat, like we've always kind of wanted to see at some point or another. I kind of really dig that. I'm very curious of what happens there. So, to get into the next one, I'm.
Have you ever had a dream that you once?
Still a little indifferent on it. Chris Jericho versus Hook for the FTW Championship. I will immediately say, this was probably one of the better Hook matches I've seen. However, I've talked about this before. Guys being not of the proper build to be hucking and chucking the shit out of people. And I love Hook. I think he's a fucking talent. I think he's got a lot going for him. He is going to be a bigger star once he gets older. However, trying to be the human suplex machine in which your dad was, while being a good 70, 80 pounds less than your dad's, probably not going to work out very well. And it definitely showed in this one, where I don't think Jericho went up for a single one. I really don't. And I think that's why all of these were so goddamn close to him getting dropped on his fucking neck every single time. It even turned into almost a heated argument in the TSK, because it was like every throw, it's totally unsafe. It's totally unsafe. It's like, this sport is unsafe.
There's nothing safe about this.
There's nothing safe about it. They literally say there's guys that get hurt running the ropes. It is what the sport is. It's, you could perfect running the ropes all day long. Well, guess what, dude? Your hamstring won't care one day and it'll tear. Or, you twist the dog shit out of your ankle. Something's going to happen.
I mean, we almost saw Braun Breaker get decapitated by a rope a couple months ago. I don't know if you remember.
Seriously. I remember that NXT.
But I was thinking about this story that Taz used to tell. I forget who he went to go wrestle, but he went to go tell him, like, look, I can chuck you. Do not help me. I will throw you. And that's it. I kind of feel like Jericho thought he might have been wrestling Taz because, like you said, Jericho did not go up for a single one.
No.
And Hook as awesome is, he's not fucking Taz.
No.
He's not the human suplex machine.
And that's where things got scary, where some of these were, like, getting awfully close to him landing right on the top of his head or right onto his neck.
It was rough.
The trash can spot was way safe. However, many people think it was not very safe. I will stand by that one. You're totally fine. But Jericho walks away with the FTW Championship. And I don't know exactly how to feel about it. So I got to ask you guys. DC, I want to know DC's reaction first, because this is probably going to be the best one of us all.
Probably.
What is your reaction to Chris Jericho? And I'm going to say it like this because I think many people are going to agree with me. Winning the FTW Championship for no good fucking reason.
To me, it was predictable.
Really?
Like there was, I figured there's no way he's beating Jericho at least this time. And like, what does this title do for Jericho?
I don't fucking know.
Like, it does absolutely nothing. This to me, to me, it's a gimmick. It's like, it's with Taz. It's like what he had, and Sabu had it. Like, It does nothing for Jericho. You know we're going to get a rematch, and you know Hook's going to get the win. He's going to get it back. And like you guys pointed out, this showed that, Hook still's in, and especially if the rumors are true of him possibly looking at options. I know NXT supposedly, like, if he signs with the E, he needs to go to NXT and spend a good amount of time there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree. I think NXT is the place for someone like Hook. They can work on what his limits are and bring out the star qualities in him. Utilize his dad's name to kind of push his gimmick. In my opinion, the match with Jericho was kind of a dark spot on an otherwise great pay-per-view.
I like that.
It was a dud.
Rob, anything to add?
Jericho needs to go away for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the crowd clearly does not want Jericho around right now.
There was a "Go Home Jericho" chant, so you're not wrong there. Somebody who doesn't need to go home and who's just been very good, timeless Toni Storm, taking on Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. This match was better than I expected it to be. I did not expect it to be anywhere near to the level of what it was. I didn't expect Thunder Rosa to show up the way she did. I was at a loss. And because of that, I was mightily impressed. This was a super good show. Nigel McGuinness yelling it's shoe time because, he's just crazy over Britt. I fucking love Nigel, even though he's, constantly talking shit about Bryan Danielson. But we'll get into that in a minute. This match was another really good one. Obviously, no, it doesn't say Deonna Purrazzo. Toni Storm comes out in her lovely gimmick. She's playing up like the diva. I used to think that she was playing Marilyn Monroe, but now it's like an evil Marilyn Monroe, but like extra diva-ish. So I don't really know how you can place it. So we'll just call her a diva. And she's going against Thunder Rosa, who normally has half her face painted. She came out, there's no face paint, which I don't really know what that meant. I don't really, just, you're messing with the real Mexican broad. I don't know. I don't know. So, I got lost in that. I don't know if it had any meaning, and if it did, I apologize. But the match itself was very good. To emphasize on finishing moves and people kicking out, I will say it like this: if it makes sense in the situation, I'll allow it. And in this instance, Toni Storm gave Thunder Rosa everything. Gave her the running hip attack. Gave her the Stormbreaker, the whole 9 yards, and she kicked out twice. She even got out of the cloverleaf, which that is one of the deepest cloverleafs I've seen anybody apply in quite some time. So I was mightily impressed that she got out of it. It flips around. Somehow we end up in a very awkward looking Cobra clutch by Thunder Rosa. She's able to grab the apron, though. That's when we get pretty much a low blow because, I guess a fucking kicked right to the cooter, which popped all the TSK. Another Storm Zero picks up the W. Luther carries Storm all the way up the ramp. Still AEW Women's Champion. Rob, I'm going to go with you. Thoughts on the match, and then I want to know who's next for Toni Storm.
Toni can't lose. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, everything that she's done so far has been gold. That promo that she did on Wednesday with the makeup smeared all over her face, couldn't have done any better. I know we talked about last time we've got the Toni Storm, this character, but we were kind of lacking Toni Storm, the wrestler. Mm-hmm. I think Toni Storm, the wrestler, kind of showed up a little bit today. We saw that Toni Storm that we know what she can do. We know she can wrestle. I think she's hitting on all cylinders right now. She's found the balance of the character. She's found the balance of the in-ring work. And honestly, pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, she's fucking unstoppable right now.
I love that. DC, is she as unstoppable as we think? Is there anybody on the roster who's on her pace?
Nobody I can think of.
Britt Baker.
She's doing molars, fam. Fixing
Oh,
your
shit.
molar, fam.
My grill.
She's got your grill ready. So, I mean,
Jamie
that was another one
Hayter.
I've been
Hey.
talking about. She's on her way back.
That'll be fun when she comes back.
I'm thinking maybe All Out Wembley. Or wherever they're going to be in London. It's going to probably be Wembley again. Might as well be Wembley. Wembley's
Yeah.
the biggest place you can go. And it's the best place for it. So, I think that kind of leads perfectly into a guy that I expect to have a really big match at Wembley, who already right now is he's making you kind of want to forget about Kenny Omega from back in the day, and it's hard to do that. But Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson, and this was, and I'm right there with you. You know, well, I'm not worthy.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Cue the Wayne's World, if you will. But the thing that got me on this one was just, as I love to do, and while watching just some of the great matches like this, you go back, you start thinking backwards. Does it compare to this one? Does it compare to this one? Does it compare to this one? And I don't hate saying this. I had to go all the way back to New Japan. I had to go back to the Kenny Okadas. I had to go back to the 6 and the 7 stars according to the Meltzer. I had to go to the top of the matches out there. According to one of our own, Teddy P, this is the greatest match he's ever seen. And it's hard not to be inclined to agree with the guy. This was, it as Rob said beautifully, it hit on every cylinder. I'm talking about Tony Swerve on this one, but it hit on every absolute fucking cylinder. There was a holy shit chant, an AEW chant. Both these guys chant, fight forever, please don't die. All the chants. All the chants. Brutality, mat wrestling, lucha libre,
Technical.
technical, mat-based wrestling, where Will Ospreay should not be on the level of a Bryan Danielson, but he was.
Absolutely fucking not.
Yes.
The comebacks, the random ones where you think a big move's getting ready to happen and somebody else hits their big move. We thought a giant hidden blade was going to happen. No. Fucking Busaka knee right in the back of the head. I mean, Oscutter, sorry. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. The triangle choke transitioned into the Styles Clash. Shout out to AJ. Phenomenal. As it should be.
One-handed, too.
One-handed. After the match, he did win. So there was the Tiger Driver 93, which, if you watch it, to me, it was perfectly executed. He lands flush. It sucks either way. I
Safe.
don't care. It's going to suck. But Bryan, within a split second, has this knee-jerk reaction, making me think he broke his fucking collarbone. It's making the world think he's that hurt. And you got Bryce calling in every doc he's calling in docs from the audience, for crying out loud. Here comes Doc Brown, for fuck's sake. And Ospreay's like, yeah, well, I'm not done. Absolutely murders this poor fella with a hidden blade. And Bryce is like, well, I got to count anyway. So he counts to 3, gets the dub, and now the lines are blurred. Did I fucking kill him? Is he hurt? Is he really hurt?
Yeah.
And then he's got this look on his face like, I fucking killed him.
Is he okay, bro?
And now we're worried that he killed him. And so, as far as I can tell, it is a kayfabe injury. But then again, watch me come back on fucking Thursday on Max and figure out that he does have a broke collarbone or a separated shoulder or God only knows what. So, I think the best question to ask is, was this the best match of AEW's history?
Yes!
Man, it'd be hard not to say. No, because I mean, what's really topped this? Not much.
I was really trying to think maybe the cage match, the Lucha Bros Young Bucks cage match. I don't know. Probably not.
I mean, it's in the conversation, but I don't think it was better.
I don't know. Ospreay Takeshita at the last pay-per-view
That was another really good one.
pretty damn
Yeah, it
impressive
was.
as well.
But that's no, you're right. But there's really, I mean, what else could you want from a wrestling match? This literally had everything, all the different styles. It had storytelling, which AEW doesn't do, from what I hear.
Supposedly.
It opens up the potential for a part 2, which we all want. I know everybody really wants. It had the New Japan style of the fighting spirit, which a lot of people don't seem to understand. But to quote our brother Teddy P, if you don't get it, it's not for you to get.
Hey.
There's really no, you almost have no words. Like this match, you have to watch it and let the match speak for itself.
Absolutely. It's one of those.
It spoke volumes.
Fucking volumes. I love that.
Thank you, Will, for not going to WWE.
Yeah, thank you, Will. We appreciate you. DC, best match in AEW history?
That best match of this year? I know we're only in March, but I don't know how anything could top this. And to, piggyback off what Rob said, I don't see maybe 4 people in WWE that could give Will Ospreay a great match. Like, I could name them all in one hand.
I know Gunther and Dragunov are probably 2 of those.
That would be
Rollins, maybe 2. Rollins would be good.
Rollins would be excellent. That's a good one. To think of the possibilities of what
Chad Gable,
what he could have had, but what he's having now is stupendous.
Stupendous. Where's my chicken parm?
But I do think the argument could be made that this was the best AEW match they've ever done.
I fucking love it. So I think we're all in agreement with that one, Harold, so I'm not going to bug the hell out of you with that one. So I'll go with this. What's next for Will? How soon till he gets some gold?
All in.
I say Wembley.
Swerve versus Ospreay.
It just makes sense.
I mean, was that about 4 months? Is that okay enough reign for Swerve?
If they utilize him enough on a weekly basis, I definitely can see how we can get enough richness in a quick run from Swerve. And who knows, he can win it at a later pay-per-view later on this year.
He can remain hot as Hangman kind of did when he got his, fan-loving championship.
We got Forbidden Door. We got Double or Nothing. We've got a couple pay-per-views until Wembley anyway. So
that is
just given the history that Swerve and Ospreay do have, from the independents, I think this that those 2 are inevitable to clash, and I think it will make for some great matches this year.
Agreed. Full-blown agreed, and I can't wait to see it. Hopefully it actually sticks with that. TK, I hope you're listening. So, I don't know how you're supposed to follow that matchup, but they tried, and I think they did pretty damn good. They pretty much tried to stay on par if they could, as best as you can, I should say. And it's the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas, against FTR for the vacant AEW Tag Team Championships in a ladder match, mind you, because fucking Hardys, they kind of look like the Bucks, Hardys, the same people, they're the same guys. So, they both try to go for finishers early, not surprising. And then I don't want to say it turned into every ladder match ever, but it kind of turned into every ladder match ever. Spots with the ladder here, spots with the ladder there. We saw the 450 through the ladder, or the 450 through the table. We saw, I think it was just a regular splash onto Dax, or was it Cash, onto the ladder. We saw Cash get his nuts rang on the ladder. There was just ladder mayhem, to say the least. Ladder and chair shots. Dax was bleeding early and all over the place all at the same time. It was insane. I actually truly enjoyed it. I really did. I don't want to be the asshole and say I was still kind of taken away from the previous match, but I was, because it's the reality. That match was fucking just on fucking par. But
how the fuck are you going to follow that up?
Exactly. How were you going to follow it up? But we were getting just ladder spot after ladder spot. Was it springboard after springboard? We got a "Please be careful" chant as both Nicholas and Dax were climbing for the belts. That's when a quote-unquote fan in a Sting mask jumps into the ring, shoves Hardwood off the ladder, but security immediately tackles him, takes the mask off him. When we get a zoomed-in shot, it is none other than the man they have dubbed the Scapegoat, Jungle Jack Perry. He's back. The world was just taken aside, if you will. That's when I want to say Matthew just climbs it, grabs the belt. They're the new tag team champions, first 3-time AEW tag team champions, the Young Bucks. So the guy that supposedly they got rid of and all this other crap has come to help them. So it's another guy into the branch of the Elite. How do we, before we get into the match of it, how do you guys feel about that idea?
I kind of want to see where they go with it. I was kind of for the idea of him kind of having his own group of like rejects or scapegoats, if you will.
No, I like that though. Rejects. I like that the best. That's where it's way better.
But I mean, this could be cool too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. DC, any thoughts on the match itself?
I mean, I think it was kind of a foregone conclusion. Like, I think it was gonna happen. I mean, it was okay. It was what it was.
Spots.
Personally, I gotta say, I hated the psychology of this match.
There wasn't any.
And I think
there wasn't any.
Yeah, there wasn't any psychology. From the get-go, it was like, let's go out and get these ladders without putting any work on our opponents. So, of course, they're going to hit us before we get the ladder into the ring. It made no sense. And right up against Ospreay and Danielson, I get that it was like a refresher, like a, not a refresher match, but what do they call that? Like a palate cleanser in between the main event and Danielson and Ospreay. But it was just like what the marks complain about with the Young Bucks psychology. This match had it, and I feel like FTR didn't even out that concept in the same way.
No.
There was no real help. They went out and did some shit, and we're hoping for a great response, and thank God for Jack Perry, I guess, because that's kind of where I'm leaning.
Yeah, that was the saving grace of the match.
Realistically, I mean, it was kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't match. Like, what could they have really done? Like, after Ospreay and Bryan, I mean, what could you do to really make your own match captivating? I mean, they tried. It was still good for what it was, but. Ew.
Indeed, I love the way you put it. Okay, so the chills and the icky feeling, if you will, went away when we got to the main event. Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, AEW World Championship. You could say it was finally time for Swerve to finish his story. If you want to go the Cody route and the whole WrestleMania thing, it's not. That's not the same. It's not the same. But this match, we did have Jim Ross come out on commentary. Swerve Strickland came out in his Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, the whole nine. That thing I thought was kind of awesome. Also kind of a little homage, if you will, to his back to his old days as Killswitch in a way. This match was... These guys wanted to hurt each other. They wanted to beat the fuck out of each other, and they did. There was a muscle buster early. I want to even say there was a... that was when... Joe has already exposed the concrete. There's the fucking power slam on the concrete. Absolutely brutal.
Ooh, that was beautiful.
Ridiculous. The constant fighting for for positioning because, obviously Joe is a human submission machine and just transitioning from the Cobra Clutch to a full-blown pretzel at some point, which I had not seen since my freshman year of high school wrestling. So that's why I kind of popped for it. Anybody ever is curious why I pop for stupid wrestling moves?
It's fucking scary because Joe is a very, very large man in his 40s, and for him to move as fast as he does, fucking scary, bro.
And as smoothly. Fast and smooth. It's not fair.
Yep.
No.
So the thing that's crazy is there's a point in this match where Swerve is like, well, hey, watch me show off a little bit of my jiu-jitsu skills. And he gets this triangle attached, and Joe's like, real funny. Picks him up and just buckle bombs him, for lack of a better term. And we keep going and going. There's a time where we get it's the house call. No, actually, he hits the stomp. He hits like 3 moves in a row. Joe kicks out at 2. You really don't think he's going to end up pulling it out, but he does. There's no interference. There's no nonsensory. Joe there was the belt. They didn't use the belt, thank God. Swerve almost gets him with the avalanche stop. He gets overshot. He actually jumps over Joe at one point, hits a power bomb, hits the stomp, picks up the win. He is the first African-American AEW World Champion and the new AEW World Champion. So Swerve Strickland finally has finished his story, and I think we've already come to a conclusion that as long as he is utilized properly, and we're not saying we don't want him as champ, but we're saying is he's utilized properly, he could absolutely be the stepping stone, and I hate saying it like that because it normally sounds like a knock, but the stepping stone for Will Ospreay to become the lead guy of this company, which at this point, you would be absolutely stupid to not go that route. This guy is all your money and then some. I know you just signed Okada. I know you just signed Mercedes Moné. Will Ospreay is your meal ticket. I promise you. I promise you. So, I know we had a possible 6-star match, if you will, 7 if you want to get crazy, Tokyo Dome style, 2 matches before this. But Rob, give me your thoughts on Swerve winning the big one.
I'm one thing we've always been critical about, and this is something me and Harold have talked about for years now, is AEW not pulling the trigger, and they've gotten better at it. And this is one instance where they actually pulled the trigger in time, and thank God, because there's nobody really been hotter than Swerve over the last maybe year and a half.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. I mean, this guy wants the ball, so give him the ball and let him fucking run with it. Mm-hmm. So, let's see what he can do. And we know what he can do because he's been doing it. I mean, people still are talking about the match with Hangman. People are still talking about things that he's done. So it's only up from here. I mean, we're, like I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, we're going to get that eventual clash of Ospreay and Swerve, and that's going to be probably one of the most monumental things in AEW. Will it be close to Bryan and Will? We'll see. I think it has a lot of potential. So, and it's also good that the whole, and this is another thing we talk about too, representation. We all know the history of, black champions in WWE and how long it's taken to get there. It's a nice thing to say that AEW didn't take 50 years.
Yeah, seriously. DC, give me some thoughts.
Well, we don't have to worry about, Swerve's reign ending like it would in WWE because, hey, Brock doesn't work for AEW.
Thank God. Thank God.
But honestly, they pulled the trigger in the perfect way possible. And you know what? I hope they book Swerve. I hope they book his reign perfectly. Because some of the AEW World Title reigns have been, You don't want to do that with him.
No, he's a different breed of champ and should be treated as such. That one too. Harold, thoughts?
Gotta go save the world. It's 10 and 8.
Yeah, I'm. Psychology in the match was on point. Swerve working on Joe's arm to kind of cut back most of his signature offense. That was great to see included into the match. I'm interested to see what's next for Swerve going into, I think, Double or Nothing is next. Do we see a returning Hangman Page to feud for the title? I think that might be a good headliner first defense for Swerve, that Swerve could win and it won't hurt either guy. You know, and like we said, leading into Swerve possibly at Wembley with Ospreay.
I like it. Real quick before we wrap it up, though, any thoughts on Adam Cole being that guy to be the first one to take on Swerve Strickland?
I think it would kill his momentum at this point. He hasn't been around for a very long time. He's not going to win the title, so going into it, losing his first feud back, I think that would hurt Cole more than it would hurt Page, in my opinion.
DC, you agree?
I agree perfectly with Harold. You know, I think the argument, I know everyone's thinking Ospreay and Swerve at Wembley. What if we get Cole versus Swerve at Wembley? And then you get a returning MJF, you know, costing Cole the match.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a guy that a lot of people are forgetting about. MJF. He's not going to WWE, so get that thought out of your mind. So, I mean, I think that...
We would have seen him by now.
Exactly. I was going to say, well, anyway, that actually leaves us off perfectly. We were wanting to be under an hour. We got there under an hour. It works out beautifully. Beautifully, as I say. So, real quick, we did review both nights of WrestleMania. It hasn't dropped. Don't trip. Excuse me. It's going to drop preferably before this episode. A lot of editing went into it and a whole lot of editing. So now that it's finally done, it'll drop. It's 2 weeks too late, but trust me, you still want to check it out because we all discussed, was it really the best WrestleMania of all time or maybe just the best of the Paul Levesque era? So do you want to check that one out?
So before we drop the links, our good friend producer Kyle just dropped something in the chat. So I guess Will Ospreay said Danielson got hurt on the Storm Driver. And I guess Danielson was calling for the doctor, and Will didn't see him call for the doctor. So Will said he's going to retire the move. So no more Storm Driver.
Oh, well, that is some breaking news, Jones, for you, which is a good thing. Safety, you know what I mean? We had a whole talk about it in the TSK. So got to worry about safety. And now at this point, worrying about Bryan. How hurt is he? Does this mean that his little year-end run is over?
Guess we'll find out in a couple minutes.
All right, well, we'll find out. And then
Worst
worst case scenario, we will be back with some breaking news, Jones, to cover the topic. But before we get out of here, let's do the links like we like to do. Rob, what is happening in the wide, wide world of the Mike Larkin land? I want to say Mike Larkin. Let's go with that one.
So, deep into the heart of wrestling with Mike Larkin, myself, the Demoness, Nico, and McDonald. We're actually going to be recording some shows next week. So be on the lookout for that. It's subjects pertaining to wrestling. I think the next 3 we've got planned, we'll be talking about Tessa Blanchard.
Hey.
Everybody's favorite. Mm-hmm. Killer Cross and Scarlett. And we got a couple more shows in the pipeline, so be on the lookout for that. And that's really kind of all I got going on right now. Any other my social links you want to hit me up at? Linktree/hey it's Rob. Let's go talk about Chicken Palm.
Chicken Palm. Hit up, hey it's Rob. DC, what's the haps? The move is finally over, but is the
move is
the pundits got to be ready now.
Yeah, just gotta get everything all unpacked, which that's almost more of a pain in the ass than packing.
You're telling me, fam.
But I digress. The worst of it's done, and now I can get back into doing the pundit, getting back into that. it took a little hiatus from that, but got to come back bigger, better than ever.
Heard that one. That's how it goes. Trust me, the hiatuses are happening all over the place. I'll get into mine in a minute. Harold, no hiatuses for you. I've been seeing the Too Sweet Kliq Adventures dropping a couple episodes. What's the haps?
Yeah, we just dropped Queen Mary last week. It's a nice little Titanic-esque trip back in time on a Art Deco ship for a funk disco party we went to. Next one we got coming up is a nice little spot right across from Angel Stadium called Golden Road Brewery.
Yeah, bro.
A nice little spot to check out right before or after your Angel game and have some good bites and brews. Check us out, Too Sweet Kliq Adventures. If you like travel in LA and food reviews in Los Angeles, check us out. We're for you, Too Sweet Kliq Adventures, YouTube and
for
Instagram.
Everybody, you absolutely need to check them out. And what you need to check out when you go down over there is you need to check out their blonde. They have a superb blonde. It is a very good one. Yes, sir. That look on your face, it's about a 6%er.
Wow.
It goes down lovely. Lovely. I used to be a bartender where that was one of our main suppliers, and their stuff was quality. Quality, but it's expensive. It's expensive. So, speaking of expensive and speaking of hiatuses, there has been a plethora of hiatuses. Like I said, there is a TSK episode that hasn't dropped. It's not a hiatus. We just, shit happened. So don't trip. Well, that'll drop. The Max Footy Pod is a little on a hiatus just because, again, it is hectic in the wind of football, with there being the FA Cup, there being cups outside of the seasons, and all kinds of other shit. But I assure you, it's not going away. It will be coming back in due time, along with all the other fun sports stuff that y'all want to be a part of, which don't trip, Tater Chip, because KTN Sports will be kicking back up soon. When, I don't know. But when the time happens, let's just go with that one. When the time happens, when maybe I'm not as much of a student anymore, which could be sometime next year as my semester goes down. But that's not about me. It's about y'all. And we hope y'all enjoyed this episode. We will catch y'all the next time we do another one, which I'm hoping is sooner rather than later. And maybe if you're lucky, we'll come back with some Breaking News Jones to talk about Beat Drive. So, Too Sweet, boys, let's get on up out of here and enjoy yo week.
Yeah.